Welcome to Business Book Daily. Today I'm breaking down Drive by Daniel Pink, a book about what really motivates people to do thoughtful, creative, and meaningful work. I'll cover the big idea, the practical business lesson, and three sharp insights you can use right away. Let's get into it. But first, a word from our sponsor. Want to sell more without adding fixed payroll? A lot of smart operators hire commission-only reps, experienced sellers who get paid only when they produce results. If that sounds like a smarter way to scale, post your opportunity at commissiononly.com. Thousands of motivated reps are actively looking for performance-based roles right now. Commissiononly.com. Today's book is Drive by Daniel Pink. He's a best-selling author and workplace thinker who studies motivation, behavior, creativity, and how people perform at their best. The central idea is that rewards and punishments aren't enough to motivate people doing complex, creative, or meaningful work. Once people are paid fairly, stronger motivation often comes from three things: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Autonomy means having meaningful control over your work. Mastery means having the chance to improve at something that matters. Purpose means understanding why the work is worth doing. That's what makes this book useful. Many companies still manage people as though motivation is simple. Offer a reward for good performance. Threaten a consequence for poor performance. Watch people closely. Set a target. Increase the pressure. That approach can work for some routine tasks, especially when the method is clear and the desired result is easy to measure. It can fail when the work requires judgment, creativity, learning, problem-solving, or initiative. The practical lesson is this: money matters, but it doesn't create every form of motivation. If people are underpaid or believe compensation is unfair, they'll focus on that problem. Autonomy, purpose, and praise won't make unfair pay disappear. Once basic fairness is established, adding more pressure or a larger reward doesn't always create better work. For a simple task, a clear reward may help people move faster. For a complex task, the same reward can narrow attention too much. People may focus on earning the prize instead of solving the problem well. They may take shortcuts, ignore useful information, avoid experiments, protect their personal score, or lose interest in work they once found meaningful. Modern businesses need more than obedience. They need people who notice problems, improve systems, learn new skills, and make good decisions without waiting for constant instructions. That kind of performance requires a workplace designed around internal motivation, not just external pressure. The first major idea is autonomy. Autonomy means giving people some choice over what they work on, how they do it, when they do it, or who they work with. It doesn't mean removing standards. It doesn't mean allowing people to ignore deadlines, budgets, customers, or team needs. It means leaders define the destination and the important limits without controlling every step of the route. For example, a manager might define the result, deadline, budget, and quality standard, then let the employee decide how to organize the work. That creates ownership. When people have no control, they may do exactly what they're told and nothing more. When they have meaningful control, they're more likely to think, improve, and take responsibility for the outcome. Second major idea is mastery. Mastery is the desire to keep getting better at something meaningful. People are often most engaged when the work is challenging enough to require effort, but not so difficult that success feels impossible. Work that's too easy becomes boring. Work that's far beyond someone's current ability becomes frustrating. The best assignments sit between those 2 points. They stretch people while giving them a reasonable chance to succeed. Mastery also requires feedback. People need to know what they're doing well, where they're falling short, and what improvement looks like. They need chances to practice, learn, and take on harder work as their ability grows. That's why visible progress matters. Large goals can feel distant. Smaller signs of improvement help people see that their effort is producing something. Stronger presentation, fewer errors, faster delivery, better customer ratings. A new skill used successfully. A difficult conversation handled with more confidence. Progress creates energy. The third major idea is purpose. People work harder and think more carefully when they understand why their effort matters. Purpose doesn't need to mean changing the entire world. It may mean helping customers make better decisions, making a process safer, reducing waste, protecting trust, supporting coworkers, or building something genuinely useful. The important part is making the connection clear. Empty mission statements don't create purpose. People need to see how their daily work affects real outcomes. Customer support teams should understand that its work protects trust and customer retention. An operations team should see that better systems reduce delays, errors, and frustration. Finance teams should understand how accurate reporting helps leaders make better decisions. Purpose becomes useful when it connects ordinary tasks to meaningful results. The book also explores the limits of what it calls if-then rewards. An if-then reward says, if you do this, then you'll receive that. This can work well when the task is routine, the steps are clear, and speed or repetition matters. When a task requires creativity or judgment, a narrow reward can cause people to optimize for the prize instead of the real outcome. Imagine paying a team only for the number of customer calls completed. They may make more calls but rush conversations and weaken service. Reward salespeople only for closed deals, and some may push poor fit customers into buying. Reward managers only for hitting a quarterly number, and some may exhaust the team or delay necessary investments. Metrics influence behavior. The question isn't only whether people hit the target, it's what they did to hit it and what happened to the rest of the business along the way. Another useful idea is type 1 behavior. Type I behavior is driven more by interest, growth, and meaning than by rewards alone. That doesn't mean type 1 people don't care about money. It means money isn't the only reason they care about doing good work. They want responsibility. They want to improve. They want to solve useful problems. They want to believe their effort matters. The strongest organizations don't assume everyone is automatically motivated this way. They create conditions that make this form of motivation more likely. So how do you apply these ideas? Start by making sure compensation is fair. Don't use autonomy, culture, or purpose as excuses for underpaying people. Review salaries, bonuses, commissions, and promotion practices. Make sure employees understand how pay decisions are made and what good performance can lead to. Once that foundation is in place, improve the work itself. View where your company uses rewards. Separate routine tasks from complex ones. For a repetitive task with a clear method, a straightforward reward may work well. For strategy, creative work, product development, management, customer relationships, and problem solving, use broader goals and give people more room to think. Give employees more autonomy without removing accountability. Define the result, set the deadline, clarify the budget, explain the customer need, name the risks and limits, and let capable people help decide how to reach the goal. You can start small. Let employees choose the order of tasks, recommend better tools, redesign part of a process, select a learning project, or decide how to present their work. Then limited choice can increase ownership. Next, create clearer paths toward mastery. Choose the skills that matter most in each role. Break them into levels so people can see what improvement looks like. Give employees challenging assignments, useful feedback, practice, coaching, and time to review what they've learned. Don't keep your most capable people trapped in easy work just because they perform it well. Growth often requires giving them a harder problem. At the same time, don't hand someone a task they aren't ready to handle and call it development. Good challenge includes enough support to make progress possible. Make progress visible. Track smaller improvements, not just final results. Show people where quality has increased, delays have fallen, customer satisfaction has improved, or a new skill has started producing value. Visible progress helps people stay engaged when the larger goal is months away. Connect every role to a real purpose. Don't rely on a broad statement about excellence or impact. Explain how the work affects customers, co-workers, quality, costs, safety, trust, or growth. Tell people who benefits and how. Explain the reason behind important decisions too. People are more likely to accept limits when they understand the business need. Instead of saying this is the new process, explain what problem it solves, what outcome it should produce, and where employees still have room to make choices. Place some performance goals with learning goals. Performance goal might be to close 10 accounts. Learning goal might be to improve discovery calls. Test 3 approaches and document which one creates better conversations. Performance goals measure the immediate result. Learning goals build the ability to produce stronger results in the future. Be careful with public rankings, competitions, and leaderboards. They may energize some people, but they can also discourage others, weaken cooperation, and encourage employees to protect their own score. Use them only when they support fairness, teamwork, and the real purpose of the work. Ask employees what would make their work more motivating. One person may want more freedom, another may want clearer feedback. Someone else may need better tools, stronger coaching, a harder assignment, or a clearer connection to customers. Motivation isn't identical for everyone. Good managers listen before assuming they know the answer. Finally, judge managers by the environment they create, not only the numbers their teams produce. Manager who reaches a target by exhausting people, controlling every detail, or encouraging shortcuts may be damaging future performance. Strong managers create results while helping people become more capable, responsible, and engaged. Here are 3 insights worth sharing. First, pay can buy time, but autonomy, mastery, and purpose inspire judgment, creativity, and care. Second, rewards are useful when the task is simple and the desired behavior is clear. Use them carelessly on complex work, and people may optimize for the prize instead of the outcome. Third, the strongest managers don't remove accountability. They define the destination clearly, explain why it matters, and give capable people room to choose the route. Today's closing sponsor is memoirghostwriting.com. Many of the best business books start as ideas leaders have been refining for years. Memoirghostwriting.com works with founders, executives, and industry experts to turn those ideas into polished business books that build authority, attract leads, and open doors. They handle everything from interviews to writing to editing to publishing. If there's a book in your head that should already be helping your business, learn more at memoirghostwriting.com. That's it for today. See you next time.